A couple days ago, I hit 10,000 subscribers. And by the time you watch this video, I think it might actually be 20,000 subscribers because right now I'm at 13,000 subscribers. So I asked you all like what questions you want me to answer, and I have printed all of them out, and hopefully this video doesn't get too long, but I want to basically share what it's like finally reaching 10,000 subscribers, and then I'm going to answer all of your questions. So for me, hitting 10,000 subscribers, it's not just like about a number, it's actually like my dream come true. So it's not about the subscribers, it's because with 10,000 subscribers, and like this just happened, all the growth happened in the past month from like December 28th. That's when like the first month on Etsy video blew up. And since then I've grown from 4,000 subscribers to now 13,000 subscribers. For me, it's like I've always wanted to have this lifestyle where I make passive income and I can share my journey and connect with people and like travel the world and be a digital nomad. So this has been my dream since I was like 20 or 21 years old. I actually really wanted to be a travel blogger so I could like share my journey and travel the world. But yeah, the blogging didn't happen, but I feel like YouTube is kind of the same thing as blogging. It's still content, it's just like another form. So this is something I have always wanted to do. This is like the first month where I've made like actual substantial passive income. And by the time that you are watching this right now, I will be in Vietnam, being a digital nomad, I think for maybe 2 or 3 months. I will insert some pictures of me in Vietnam. So yeah, it honestly makes me so happy that all my 2 years of doing YouTube, it's like finally happening because I struggled for so long with YouTube. And if you follow me on Instagram, oh my God, I can't even say my own Instagram handle, Dina D. Lu. I've shared that last year around this time, I journaled about doing YouTube, and I think at that time I was probably around 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers, like feeling so low about YouTube. But I knew that this is like what is meant for me. Like I am meant to do this. I'm meant to share my journey with the whole world. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this since I was 21 years old, and now I'm 28 years old. So anyways, thank you so much, and I will get into the questions. Okay, so the first question is, so 3 people asked this, but it's basically like when you feel low or when you feel down or when you don't get the results that you want, like what do you do? So for me, I feel like this all the time, especially after I quit my job 3.5 years ago. There were so many times where I felt just really bad about myself, and I would have so much self-doubt, like no confidence, always comparing myself to other people and just feeling like I'm not good enough. So I wrote this maybe it was like 1 or 2 years ago, but basically this is like my vision. Yes, my vision. I always get confused between vision and mission. So my vision is, I envision a world where everyone confidently pursues their dreams. When people pursue their dreams, they are happy and they make the world a better place. So for me, it's like whenever I feel down, I look at this and I remember why I'm doing this in the first place. Like I want to share my journey, and I want to, like I myself want to achieve my dream, which is to make passive income and to be a digital nomad. When I achieve this dream, I can inspire other people to achieve their dreams and to know that it's like so possible. Because when people achieve their dreams, you're just happy, right? You've achieved your dream, you're happy, and it just makes the whole world a better place. Because when you're happy, then the people around you are happy, and then you have so much energy, and then you like just take different actions, and it just makes the whole world a better place. So that's kind of like big picture level, but on a more practical level, like what I do is, like if I feel really bad, you can't really work when you feel that. If I feel really bad and I don't have anything like super duper urgent, I'll kind of just like take the day like a chill day and rest, journal, do the things that I like, maybe like hang out with friends, or I don't know, just something to feel better. Yeah, it's totally fine to do that. I'm a big fan of like resting and making sure that you are taking care of yourself. But then once you've done that, like really get into the mindset of, yes, you can do this. And of course it's gonna be hard. Like if it weren't hard, then everybody would be doing this, right? Next question is, what are your goals for 2023, both personally and career-wise, and with YouTube, and like, do you want to do collaborations and stuff? So I shared about my goals in another video actually, but I can just summarize it. So I have like 3 big goals. So I want to travel for 4 months this year. as a digital nomad, which I'm doing in Vietnam right now, but right now I'm in Vancouver filming, but I will be in Vietnam when you see this video. Second one is to make $8,000 to $20,000 per month. And then the third one is to get a mortgage. But I actually think I might get a mortgage next year because my last year's income was really low. So I don't know if I can get a mortgage. I need to wait for me to do my taxes this year, so then I can get a mortgage next year. So we'll see about that. And then in terms of YouTube, I want to get my silver play button, so that's 100,000 subscribers. I think, okay, I'm just putting it out there, but I think by March 31st, I can hit 100,000 subscribers. Before, it just seemed like such a big number and like so far away. But a couple weeks ago, I was just trying to imagine like how many people is 100,000 subscribers. And for a really long time, I would do the Vancouver Sun Run every single year. It's like a 10 km like race around, not a race, it's just like a run around downtown Vancouver. And so one of those races has 50,000 people, and everyone is basically just lined up on West Georgia Street in Vancouver downtown for like 5 blocks. So I have been in a group of 500,000 people, and I know what it looks like. And it's actually not that many people. It can just, everyone fits within 5 blocks and we're all like running together. So I just imagine 100,000 people is like 2 West Georgia streets. So it's like 10 blocks of West Georgia Street. And I do think I want to do some brand deals this year. I don't know when, but we'll see. What are your 3 favorite fiction and non-fiction books? I actually don't really read fiction books. So it's been like, I don't know, since I was maybe 15 years old. I don't read fiction books. Let me know if you have any good fiction books you recommend, because I will read them. I like nonfiction books. So I'll give you my 3 recommendations for nonfiction books. The first one is one I read like 2 weeks ago. I think it's like my favorite book. It's like the most useful book of all time, and it's Living Untethered by Michael A. Singer. This book basically changed my life because it just gave me a new way of thinking about like all the challenges I have in my life, and just like how to be in the present moment, and just how to do life. How do you live life? It's a really great book. Second book, P.S. You're a Genius by Kelly Track. And if you follow me on Instagram, I talk about this book a lot because this is the book I read 1 year ago. And this is when I was thinking, should I do YouTube full-time or not? Should I quit my coaching business? Should I quit my calligraphy business? And after I read this book, it basically confirmed to me that yes, I want to do YouTube based on my 4 gifts. Oh yeah, I'll link all the books below. Third one is Chillpreneur by Denise Duffield Thomas. And it's just like a really great book for entrepreneurs, like new entrepreneurs, but not like the kind of entrepreneurship where it's like you're hustling so much and you want to like just make $1 billion. It's like for a kind of entrepreneur that wants to have the lifestyle of an entrepreneur and have like flexibility and just like be more chill as an entrepreneur. And okay, so I don't read fiction books, but there is one book I highly recommend. This is like the closest to fiction. It's like a story, but it's like this memoir from this travel blogger that I've been following for like 10 years. And it's called Iron Skin, and it's by Brent on the Road. Brendan Lee is his full name. It's like such a great book on going through hard times, like just going through a challenge, and I highly recommend it. Like I just could not put the memoir down. You mentioned in one of your videos that you paid for coaching and it was the best decisions you ever made. How did you find a coach that worked for you, and how much did the coaching cost? So in the past 3 years, I've had 3 one-on-one business coaches, and I also joined 3 group coaching programs. Out of the 3 one-on-one coaches, 2 of them were specifically business coaches, and then the third one, which was last year, was a life coach. Like at the time when I was making the decision to invest in these coaches, especially the first one, because it just seemed like so much money, right? It's these coaches it's like $1,000 a month to $1,500 a month for one-on-one coaching. And like at the time, I was barely making anything like 3 years ago. So it's like, oh my God, how can I spend like $1,000 on a coach? 4 meetings, right? It's like a meeting once a week, and then you get like tech support. At first I was like, oh my God, this is like so much money. But I knew, like, I felt so stuck in my business. Like I just couldn't do it myself anymore. Like I really needed help. And honestly, like it completely changed my life. Like coaching has completely changed my life. And I wouldn't be here if it weren't for coaching. Okay, it's like you have 1 meeting a week, but do you know how much you can accomplish in like a 1-hour meeting? Because like usually we don't even work on ourselves that much. And when it's just us by ourselves, there's only so much you can do. Like you reach like a certain limit, and then past that limit, you need like outside support. I could talk a lot more about what I learned in coaching. Oh, maybe I'll make like another video, but I don't want the Q&A to be so long, but I'll just say like, it was the best money I ever spent. It was a lot of money. I spent more than $10,000 on coaching, maybe $20,000 on coaching. I have to like go back and calculate it, but the value I got from coaching is like so much more than what I paid. Show us your AdSense on your recent videos that have been blowing up. So here's my AdSense, and this is USD. If you could give other YouTubers one piece of advice, what would it be and why? Okay, one piece of advice, just be yourself. I have a lot of advice for YouTubers actually, but I think the most important thing and the thing that will get you far is being yourself, because people want to connect with people who are like authentic themselves. Like it makes everything better, you know? Because I remember when I first started doing YouTube, like I would try to be like other YouTubers who were like so energetic. It just felt so fake to me. Like the words that I was saying and the way I was talking, it was just so not me. And so like over the last 2 years, I've learned that actually I grow faster when I just am me. Okay, here's a tip. It takes some time to like get used to talking in front of a camera, but just imagine there's like one person, like it's like your friend or like the person in your whoever target audience. Just imagine that you are talking to one person. Can you share how much time you spend creating your YouTube videos and managing your business? How do you manage side hustles and a full-time job? So I don't have a full-time job. I quit my job 3.5 years ago, so I've been self-employed for like 3.5 years. For making YouTube videos, it takes about 1 hour to prep the video, like to come up with the idea and to make like a video outline. Usually when I film a YouTube video like this, if it's a sit-down video, I'll do 2 videos in one sitting. So that takes about 2 hours. And then editing the video, so I'll edit for about 1 to 3 hours, and then I'll send it to my video editor. So I'll make like a video outline with things to add, like here are the photos to add, here are extra things. And then my video editor will finish up the video. I used to edit videos myself as well, but it would take me like 8 to 10 hours. It would, oh my God. And then like my eyes would hurt because you're looking at the little thing for so long, oh my God. And then uploading takes like 1 hour to do, like writing the description and doing the tags and adding the end cards and the chapters and everything takes like 1 hour. So for one video, it takes like 5 hours, 5 hours maybe. In terms of like how I manage my time in my business, most weekdays I work from like 10 a.m. until like 3 or 4-ish p.m. Around 3 or 4, I'm like so tired. And then usually my lunch is like 1 hour. At night, if I'm at home, then I'll usually do like 1 more hour at night, like some easy stuff like packing workshop supplies or like replying to YouTube comments, like the stuff that's more chill. And then on the weekends, I do work. So weekends, maybe every day I would do like 2 or 3 hours. Cause for me, like I'm like the most productive in the morning. And yeah, I just like taking advantage of the morning. And like when I work, it doesn't really feel like work. That's why I work on the weekends. Like I just like doing it. Okay, so yeah, right now my main stuff that I'm working on is YouTube, Etsy. I also make TikTok content for a period underwear brand in Vancouver called Period Aisle. It's because I'm really into this stuff like menstrual sustainability and like I've been using menstrual cups for years and years and years. So I love this period stuff. So that is one side gig. And then I have another one that is like once a week for like an afternoon to evening. I'm like getting really hot talking. Okay, take this off. Tell us about your childhood memories and experiences that stand out. I would say when I was a kid, I was like really, really self-conscious. You can watch my confidence video. I tell more, it's like the full story. But yeah, I think starting from like when I was 10 years old, I just hated how I looked. I hated my single eyelids. And then I have like 10 dots on my face, like 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't remember where the other one is, but like I just hated the dots on my face or freckles or beauty marks or whatever they're called. And I also didn't like my nose. There's like a bump. So, okay. Anyways, I was like really self-conscious and really not confident. And I was like such a quiet kid. When I would do presentations in school, the teacher would be like, Dina, can you please talk louder? We can't hear you. I was like a pretty cheerful kid. I like arts and crafts. Like I would always go to the library and borrow like arts and craft books and do artsy things like putting leaves in those yellow telephone books and making like those pressed leaves, stuff like that. Oh, and then another thing is like, I think when I was 10, I started blogging on like Windows Live Spaces, which does not exist anymore. But since I was 10, I've had like 10 blogs or something. I would just make them on like WordPress.com, and they're like, I don't pay for them, but like I just love documenting things. Like I would still journal, but then I loved having like a more polished thing. So I'll show you some of my blogs on the screen. What is your hair care? I love seeing the old photos since your hairstyle and color changes frequently. You mentioned dyeing your own hair before, so how do you keep up with it, and what's the reason for starting? I have always wanted to have like cool hair, and because I used to work in a government department and I went to business school, you couldn't really do it. You couldn't have like pink hair or purple hair because it just wasn't professional. So like when I quit my job, I knew that I wanted to like go blonde at some point. So I did go blonde, but I hate that hair salon now. It wasn't very good. It was like very reddish at the top. But anyways, it started like growing out a bit. And so I was like, okay, I can finally dye my hair like these weird colors. Pink is actually my favorite color. So I knew that at the end I wanted to have pink hair, but I was like, okay, let me just do all the weird colors first and then transition them to pink. So I started off with green, and then from green I went to blue, and then blue to purple, then purple to pink. So now it's pink. And it's been like a year and a half and it has grown out. I don't really like the hair anymore because it's like black and then pink. So maybe I'll do something with it. You have any ideas? Oh, and then like for coloring my hair, like the weird colors, I just use Manic Panic, which is like a vegan hair dye So there's no chemicals. You just like put it on and it just kind of like dyes the hair. It doesn't change it chemically. So it's pretty healthy. Okay, what is your equipment for videos? So all my camera equipment is linked in the description. Oh, I bought a new lens, the Sigma 16 millimeters lens, to celebrate my 10,000 subscribers. So like 1 year ago, I promised myself that I would get a new lens once I hit 10,000 subscribers. So this is like the new lens that I'm using. Tell me if like the quality is better. Like if I go really close, you can see my skin. And then another thing I bought is this opal ring. This is like a gift for me because the lens is for the business. So I bought this ring for me as a gift for reaching 10,000 subscribers. For audio, I use a lav mic connected to a Zoom H1N. That is my audio equipment, which is linked below. Are you ever worried you'll lose passion for your pursuits? Not really. I've always wanted to do this since I was like 20 years old, like vision and mission that I think I'm gonna be doing this my entire life, but maybe, I don't know if it'll be like YouTube forever or like content creation forever. Like I'm not against getting a job. Maybe like at some point in my life, I want a job and this job will help me reach more people. I think like my main thing is I want to inspire people to go after their dreams. That's like the thing I want to do in my life. And so it doesn't have to be YouTube. It doesn't have to be through content creation. Like I could be doing that in a lot of different ways. I do want to write a book at some point in my life though. So that's like another way. How do you practice your affirmations? So on Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, I've been sharing like daily affirmations. I've been doing that for 2 months already, every single day. But before that, like I've always journaled my whole life. I've always loved mindset work and just like growing your mindset and making it better. So in the past, I didn't even know it was called affirmations, but yeah, I would like try to change how I think and mold it into like more of what I want to think. That's like more positive, just more empowering. Another thing I do is I listen to affirmations. It's just like affirmation videos that are made by other YouTubers like Lavender or Leor Alexandra. There's also meditation. So I really love the channel Great Meditation because they have like guided meditations, but then like within the meditations, there's like affirmations. I am strong, or like, yeah, there's a lot of affirmations within the meditation. So you can check it out. Okay, I think if you're going to start doing affirmations, it's not really about how you do it. Like if you do guided meditations or listen to affirmations or journal or whatever, or just like repeat it to yourself. The main thing is your intention behind it, and you're really trying to change the way that you are programmed in your mind, because a lot of the times we grow up having these thoughts. Like for me, it's like, I'm not good enough. I don't look good enough. My work is not good enough. Like my whole life I've been thinking I'm not good enough. So I have to like intentionally have these affirmations to remind myself that yes, I am good enough. and it like slowly changes your mind and how you think and how you like behave and stuff. What's your favorite food? Sushi. What was your imagination of 5 years when you first started your business compared to reality? So 5 years ago, that was when I first started to sell greeting cards. I honestly had no idea what I would be doing, but I knew at that time that I just really wanted to start a side hustle. And for me, calligraphy seemed like the easiest thing to do and the most realistic for me to start. It wasn't like, I've always done blogging, right? I've always wanted to make money from blogging, but it just seemed like such a far away thing for me to do. Like I just didn't know how to do it, and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna take so long. So I was like, okay, let me sell calligraphy greeting cards, and it seemed like a simple, easy thing to do for me at the time that was realistic. So that's what I did. But I knew calligraphy it's not gonna be the thing that I do for the rest of my life. Like I do love calligraphy, but for all you calligraphers who are following me, you know my calligraphy is very simple, right? And I have never improved it after I first learned calligraphy. Like I have one style only. No flourishing, no advanced stuff. And I knew that at some point I would be like sharing more of my story. I just didn't know how, like blogging. I never thought I would be a YouTuber like 5 years ago. It wasn't until, okay, I guess that leads into one of my other questions, which is like, why did you start a YouTube channel besides the money aspect? I actually didn't start YouTube so I could make money. The reason why I started YouTube was at that time, I had a coaching business, coaching calligraphers how to start a business. I did that during COVID because then I couldn't really do calligraphy. Like I couldn't teach any more calligraphy workshops. I became a coach for calligraphers. The YouTube channel was basically, I was thinking, I'm just gonna make a couple of videos on how to start a calligraphy business so I can funnel people into my coaching and add the videos to the blog post that I have on my dinacalligraphy.com website. So it's kind of like a supplemental to the blog post. So that's basically why I started the YouTube. I did not think that this would become my full-time, the thing I really, really want to do. I did it for a couple of months. Like if you go look at my channel, at the beginning, it was all like how to make money with calligraphy. So I did that for a couple months. It takes so much energy to film videos, make a video. And I was so drained from making these videos about how to make money with calligraphy. And because like calligraphy is not like my true passion. Like sharing my journey is like my true passion. So I just felt like I couldn't do it anymore. And so I was like, what do I do? So I had this whole like, it's like a quarter life crisis with YouTube on like, should I continue the YouTube? What do I actually want to do? And that's when I pivoted. That's when I decided that, okay, I'm gonna start making videos about the things that I want to make, so like personal development, growing as a person, and just my business journey in general. So that felt a lot more aligned for me. And so like, I think I did that for a couple more months. I was just testing to see if I liked doing that. In the end, I decided that, you know, hey, I've always wanted to be like this blogger who shares content and inspires people and like shares their journey. YouTube is kind of the same as blogging. It's just like another medium. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to be a YouTuber. And like I had never thought that before because I just hated how I looked. I just never thought I would be on camera. But because I had started the YouTube and it was already a year in, then I was like, okay, you know what? I can be on camera, but what do I want to do with my YouTube now? Oh, I actually want to like pursue the thing that I've always wanted to do, which is to share my journey and inspire people. And YouTube is the perfect way to do that because video is such a great way to connect with people. Do you believe in the dropshipping and Amazon FBA? So I don't know why this question is worded as do you believe, because I do think it works. Like it is a viable business model. I have friends who are doing dropshipping and Amazon FBA and they're making money. Like it's good money. Obviously it doesn't work for everyone. It takes time. You need to like find the product and everything. Like, so I don't know too much about it. I don't do it myself, but it is a business model. And yeah, of course you can start a dropshipping or Amazon FBA business if you want to. So I do think it works, but it's kind of like when you see all of these people on YouTube saying, I made $1 million with Etsy, and you're not sure if it's gonna work. Of course it works. It's just, can you make it work for you and make money from it? Because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. You might pick the wrong niche. You might not be good at SEO. You might suck at making listing photos. Like there's a lot of things that can go wrong and why it might not work, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't believe in it. I would never say, do you believe in making money from Etsy? Of course you can. Do you believe in the dropshipping and Amazon FBA? Of course you can make money from that. It's just, but are you doing it the right way? And last question, will you marry me? You can get me a 100 carat diamond ring and I will marry you. Okay, so lastly, I just want to say thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers or 20,000 subscribers if we're there at that point by the time you watch this video. And yeah, I'm just, honestly, my favorite thing right now is to read all the comments that I get, because this is what I wanted my whole life, which is to inspire people to confidently pursue their dreams. And do you know how many comments I've gotten about like, Dina, you make me feel so motivated to do this, or Dina, I wasn't sure about starting an Etsy or a YouTube channel, but now I think I'm actually gonna do it. Every day I get comments from you guys saying how much you feel inspired and motivated, and like that's like my favorite thing in the, oh my god. Okay, I'm not gonna, it's like my favorite thing to do, because I feel like it's actually happening. Like I am pursuing my dream and it's inspiring people to pursue their dreams.